A very handy feature on the LV5770 is the preset function. The 5770 actually has a total of 60 presets that can be set on the unit. So let me show you exactly how you set up a preset and how you store it. Looking at the front of the 5770, down here in the lower right-hand corner, you can see the area that's marked preset. One button is the memory button to actually memorize the preset, and the second one, the RCLL, is to recall the preset. So let's just say in effect that we like this configuration that we're looking at right now, this particular four-way display. And we want to be able to save it as a preset so that we can come back to it easily. Or if somebody goes and changes it to another display, instead of trying to reconfigure it, we can just recall that preset. So what you do in effect is that you hit the memory button. And that brings up the screen that looks like this. Now we want to have a comment to that. We want to give it a name, which is one of the nice things about the 5770. You can name that preset, and that name's actually going to appear on the display. So let's go ahead, and we're going to hit F1 so we can add a comment. And to make things simple in this particular case, I am just going to use my initials. So we're going to come in here, and I'm going to just use my initials to actually name this preset. Okay? Then once we've done that, and you saw how I did that, just a matter of scrolling through to whatever letter that you want to choose, and then just pushing in the FD control to select that. And then down below here, you have the ability to delete if you need to go back or forward. That's all right here on the bottom part of the menu. But now we've got our description right here. We've got our label. So let's go back up menu. All right? And let's go ahead and actually store that. You use the FD control to decide, in effect, what location you're going to save that in. So in this particular case, we'll have it in the F2 location, and we'll go ahead and we'll store that. So now it appears under F2, and if we go back to the regular display and we bring up our preset menu, which is down below, which comes up after you hit the preset recall button down here, you can see that we've now labeled the number 2 preset, all right, with my initials. That can be handy if you've got multiple operators using the 5770, and maybe each one of them has their own preset so they can have their own configuration as to how they like to display. So, just to give an example, let's say someone comes in effect and changes the display around and simply just has the audio up, and you want to go back to the PA configuration. What you'd simply do is hit the recall button, as we did down below, and then we'd hit F2 that corresponds to the preset we saved. That will allow us to recall the same configuration that we had before. Now again, as I mentioned, the 5770 actually has 60, that's 60 preset locations, so you've got quite a few to work with. The nice thing also is that the presets can be saved onto a USB stick. So if you've got multiple 5770s, you can transfer the preset from model to model without having to start off from scratch with each one. It also allows you to be able to back up the presets so that if somebody comes in and changes the presets or overwrites the presets you have there, you could load that back in. So just to show you, we're going to take a USB stick and insert it into the unit. Once it recognizes the USB stick, in the upper right-hand corner, you'll see a little USB indication. And when we go back and we hit the memory button, now we have 2 more selections that appear in the menu. And those selections are to copy the information from the USB to the internal memory of the LV5770, and also vice versa, to be able to take the information from the USB stick and be able to not only transfer it into the unit, but also be able to transfer it back to the USB so that you can save it in memory. And that's how simple it is to actually save a preset. Presets, again, can be very, very handy to be able to recall a particular configuration, especially if somebody makes a lot of changes or you've got people who like to have their own specific configuration. Saving as a preset makes it very easy for them to recall it no matter how the unit may be changed.